Gen Z, you're at war. I've had the pleasure to deal with kids in both the millennial group and also Gen Z through a myriad of different ways, whether it be working for us at Markowski Investments, interning, coming on and working for us as employees, or going back to coaching. And quick funny story. Back in the day, he was coaching millennial groups. That'd be like 2002, 2003. And yeah, I can get a little salty when I was coaching. And I would call the kids, if they were acting as such, another word for kitty cat. And Dan was tough on them. That's just my nature. One day, they all came to practice wearing T-shirts with like kittens on it. Thought that was pretty clever. Anyway, little different now for Gen Z. Much, much different, as a matter of fact. Actually, I had this sent over to me. Listen, I'm Gen X. Gen X, and I'm telling you right now, do not go looking. Do not go looking to baby boomers, that generation, for any sort of help whatsoever. My generation has known that for some time, quite frankly. You're at war. You're at war. Again, a different type of war. You're not you know you're not the greatest generation being sent over to storm a beach at Normandy. But you got to put yourself in a bit of a war time mindset. I kid you not. I'm not overstating this at all. I can see the numbers. I see what things cost. I can see the reality of the terrain. I don't BS anybody here on the program. This put to me, again, as Jordan Hall said this, best way of thinking about your war is that it's a spiritual war, of which fifth generation war is a big part. Enemy isn't going to kill your kids. He is going to get you to do that, or get them to kill themselves, or cause you to never have kids, or cause them to choose mere survival over life. In a way, the boys at Normandy had a simpler task. The enemy was over there, and he was trying really hard to kill you. In your war, the enemy is everywhere and nowhere. He's between you and your wife, you and your parents, you and your friends, between your mind and your heart, especially between your heart and God. It's tough to face things like just getting a decent job, being able to own a home, being able to raise a family as war, but that's the way it is. No human authorities coming to save you. Nothing is fair. Every legacy institution is corrupt and incompetent. You've been listening to this program. You're well aware of that. You have to dig deep, as they say, old school. You got to dig deep. You got to dig deep, and you need to show some serious, intense courage. You need to find people who are capable of being true friends, true brothers in arms, and can learn how to fight the fight. Again, you gotta accept this. I always talk about accepting the reality of the terrain. Keep your focus. Keep your focus on what is close to you, family. Again, you're trying to build. You don't need to build a zillion friends, but you want to build quality friends. And again, superficial stuff, you've got to throw that away. Again, you don't. Your integrity is everything. It really is. You don't start selling it off. You don't start selling off pieces of your soul little by little to get a little edge here and a little edge there. That's a really slippery slope. You don't want to head down that path. Again, I'm a big believer. You got to go to church, man. You're gonna need you need it. You gotta look for guidance, not from your cell phone, not from social media, but from someone who really knows what you're supposed to do, knows what your talents and abilities are. I guess you guys can do it. Guys can do it. Again, I'm not arguing the fact that things aren't completely extraordinary right now in regards to the cost of living where you're at. We talked about housing. We talked about AI and a myriad of different things. I'm just saying, hey, this is what it is. It is what it is, and deal with it. And again, look for people. Look for my generation. Okay. Look to Generation X. Okay. We're more than happy to help. Watchdog on Wall Street.com.